Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel today. I hope you're all doing good. Now in my video today, I'm going to do another transfer video which I'll be speaking about, some rumours that have been going on recently. I'm mainly going to talk about Cesco, Rodrigo and Kepa today, as those are the ones that I think we've been heavily linked to and it looks quite likely. I'll probably be on here guys about 20 to 30 minutes today. So there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions you guys have as well. I'm happy to talk with you. There is a question here, and I just want to read out as well. We got Good in 1992. Do you think we're getting Sesko? I would love us to get him. I do think it's likely. Obviously, I'm going to speak about him today in more detail. As I think that he's probably the best option right now that we've been linked to. We have been linked to other players, but I think he's the player that I think we'd really want. So, yeah, I do think it's likely. I'm going to just read a bit about the rumours that have sort of been going on with that. So Arsenal are now advancing in negotiations with Sesko. I know that I spoke about Sesko the other day and I've said that Arsenal were interested in him. So I think that they're more keen now. Obviously, no agreement's been done yet, but it is expected to be this weekend. So nothing has really, no bids have really come in just yet, but I do think Arsenal are very keen on him. I do think Goalkeeper is probably unlikely. I don't really see Goalkeeper coming to Arsenal. Let me know what you think about that news. But obviously, yeah, Arsenal do seem very keen in him, and discussions are underway and proceeding well between both players and both clubs. So, yeah, obviously this is positive news, I think, and I know he's 21, he's so young, but I do think that this could be a good move for Arsenal. I just hope if he is the one that we do get, that he's going to really help us and improve this team going forward, because he does seem good from what I've seen, and yeah, he's so young and he's got such a bright future ahead of him. But to answer that question, I do think we're getting Cesco. I do think I think he's the most likely option out of all the strikers that we've been linked to. I know we've been linked to other players as well. I know for me, I'd really love Isaac, but I'd be happy with this. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So, yeah, obviously right now, no, nothing's been advanced. No offers have been accepted, or we've not. I don't think, from what I've read, I don't think Arsenal have put any bids in yet. But I do think Arsenal are very keen in buying him. So, yeah, like I said, I don't think Arsenal have really shown much interest in Gyökeres. We all have heard Gyökeres just want to come to England, he just wants to come to United, which is a bit of a surprise. But yeah, I would be happy with Gyökeres as well. But I think right now Sesko is probably. I think if we're going to expect any players to come, I think it's going to be him that's going to come. I think he is the more likely option with Arsenal. But yeah, I don't think much is really going on with that. Rodrigo as well, we have been linked to him, and that one is one that I'm actually very excited for. I don't think it's going to happen. I would love it to happen, but yeah, I just don't know, to be honest with you guys. I really would like Rodrigo to come. I know he wants to leave Real Madrid, but I don't really know what the situation is there. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I just need to put my laptop on charge. Apologies for that, guys. I'm back. My laptop. I forgot to put it on charge. But Rodrigo, let's talk about him, because that is very exciting. I think that would be a really good sign, and that would be a signing that I would think, wow. I would love us to bring in players that would wow us. I mean, he would be that one for sure. Like I said, we have heard he wants to leave Madrid, which I think is great for Arsenal. I mean, I'd be happy with him. I think the only thing that I worry about is that, from what I've read, he does want to be paid quite a lot of money, and I don't know if Arsenal would do that personally. Um, as I've just mentioned, yeah, they will have to pay him 250k a week. I don't really care what we have to pay him, to be honest with you guys. I would say just pay him what we have to. Um, I do think he would really improve this team. I've been speaking about needing an attacker to really change how we play a bit. I do think we need different options in the attack, and yeah, I don't know if this would happen. Obviously, I would love it to happen, but I don't know. Let me guys know what you think, guys. I know this for you watching, so big up to all of you guys that has tuned in so far. Yeah, Rodrigo does excite me a lot. I think he's from what I've seen, I've really enjoyed watching him at Madrid, and I'm surprised that he potentially might be leaving. But for us, this is obviously good news, and I think for me, I would just get Arteta and the club to pay him what he needs to be paid. I do think he would improve us. I'm happy that Arsenal kind of keeping options open with quite a lot of players. These last few days, we've heard so many rumours. I mean, I've heard quite a lot. These are the ones that I think are more, realistic. I know that obviously Kepa, I'm going to speak about the goalkeeper. I've mentioned this, that I'm really happy that Arsenal are going for a second choice goalkeeper, because I think that's essential for us going into next season. Um, but yeah, Rodrigo, he's been so successful. And he's only 24. We do forget. I forget how young he is, because he's got so much potential as well. And yeah, he's won the Liga twice. He's obviously won the Champions League twice. So I think having that experience would be amazing for Arsenal. So yeah, I do really think it would be great if he could come to Arsenal, but I do think it'd be quite hard to get him here. I mean, to be honest with you, we need to just get over that line next season with winning silverware, and I do think we're only a few, missing puzzles, pieces of the puzzle. We're missing just a few of those pieces, and I think if we can just if we brought in Rodrigo, Sesko, I think Kepa, would help us being that backup goalkeeper. Mendy, I would be quite happy with that. But I do think we need to keep continuing bringing in these players. Big up Mustafa. Gabriel signed a new deal. Yes, I did do a video on that, but I'll briefly talk about that as well. Yeah, that's amazing news. I think that it is important that we bring in players, but I also think it's important that yeah, we keep these players signed and we extend their deals. I think that's so positive, and obviously, if he wants to stay at Arsenal, he must believe that we're going to go on to win things. So, yeah, I think it hopefully will encourage other players though to sign deals, because I would love, the likes of Saka, Saliba, for them to extend their deals. But I do have a little doubt in my mind about them signing their deals, because I do think, Saliba with Madrid, that those links there. So I think that's the only worry that I'd have about maybe Saliba going to Madrid, maybe in a season or two. But I think Gabriel, is staying until 2029, which is obviously really amazing. And I think he seems, really, really happy here. So I'm really delighted about the Gabriel news. I think that's the news yesterday that we were all very happy to wake up to. For me, I was so delighted that he's staying at Arsenal. And I do hope throughout the summer we'll get to see some other players maybe extend their deals, because I think we do have a bright future. I just think that we need to add a few more players to this team to help us going forward. Now I'm going to speak about Kepa now, because yeah, I've heard these links. I think this would be a great move, I personally think, especially for 5 million. Obviously, he's 30 years old right now. He's under contract at Chelsea until 2026. I think this is a bargain, because I think he's a great goalkeeper. I think as a second choice, I would feel comfortable and confident he could get the job done. I think this has been needed for a while, because we need that second choice that can step in, and as fans, we can have that confidence that they can do the job. We do need a backup goalkeeper that can put a solid performance in. So for me personally, I think that Kepa would do a good job as the second choice. I think it would be 5 million. I think that's a solid price, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know how he would feel, because he would be coming into Arsenal knowing that Raya's the number one. Would he fight for the place? I don't. I don't really know. I mean, I think we know Raya's our number one now, and that's going to stay how it is. But I don't know if Kepa would think to himself, I want to fight to get number one. So he might be coming to his team knowing he won't be at number one. He will just be playing in the cup games, or whenever Raya gets injured, he has to step in. But obviously, at the moment, it seems like talks between Arsenal and Kepa are progressing well, with both parties showing interest in an agreement on personal terms. So this one does seem quite likely. For me, like I said, 5 million, can't say no to that, and that's not too bad, is it? I think, like you said, it's cheap. It's a smart move from Arsenal. We do need that backup goalkeeper. That's so important for us to bring in. I think that we struggled with that last season with Neto, and yeah, you just want to have that confidence in the goalkeeper that when they have to come in, when they have to do the job, that they can do that job and step in. I mean, because the thing is, we have cup games, we have these opportunities when Raya probably wouldn't play, so we need to have the confidence that they could do that job when Raya's not available. Um, Big up Ashik. Hi. Kept number one. Kepa must better than Raya. I think Kepa will always be a number two if he comes to Arsenal. I don't think he's going to come in to be that number one. And I hope he kind of knows that himself. But like I said, it'd be a great opportunity for him himself to get some minutes and, yeah, have some opportunities to play for Arsenal. Yeah, I think this is obviously great news for Arsenal. I think these sort of rumours are quite good because I think these players would definitely improve Arsenal for sure. Kepa wouldn't always play. I think he'll probably know that he'll probably just play in the cup games, but I'm sure he'd be happy to be around Arsenal. We do go for a lot of Chelsea players, I do notice recently, which is a bit crazy. But you know what? If it gets us silverware, if it helps us to win things, then obviously I'm happy with that. But yeah, we do go for a lot of Chelsea players these days. But Kepa has won a lot, so I do think his experience could help Arsenal, so I'm not going to say no to this. This is quite a positive move from Arsenal. Um, Kepa is a serial winner. Yeah, I think he's definitely a great player, and I think adding him into his team would only be a good thing. Like you said, he's got the quality and he's won so much, and I think it's only a positive thing. I think it would be great for Arsenal to bring him in. Obviously, Rodrigo would be great to buy him, but I don't think Rodrigo is going to happen. I think the one that I think is going to happen probably Cesco. I know the window just shut for a little bit and then it reopens again. But yeah, I do think that there's going to be quite a few rumours going on this summer. Yeah, Sesko I think is going to happen pretty soon. Obviously, there's a big conversation about Gokares as well, which I don't think he is going to really come to Arsenal. I just don't know. Obviously, with our money situation, Jorginho, obviously, I know we all knew this with Jorginho, but he's obviously left Arsenal now, and I wish him well. I think he's been amazing signing for Arsenal. I mean, when we first bought him, I wasn't particularly sure because I felt like he passed his peak, and he was very good at Chelsea, so I did wonder how he would do at Arsenal. But I've got to say, Jorginho did really well. Arsenal, in fact, I think he's quite underrated. He did his job. He never complained. He was a professional, like Tierney. So yeah, I do really think that it's going to be good for him to go somewhere else now and have a new change there. But for us, obviously, looking like Partey is going to extend his deal. I just wonder if we're actually getting Stephen Mendy. Is he ever going to get announced? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of tired of waiting for stuff. Also, have been quite slow with this. We've not really done an awful lot. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just really hoping that we bring some players in that I think we need, I think we need probably about 6 players, to be honest with you. I mean, definitely think the backup goalkeepers want a striker, a winger, the midfield, attacking midfield possibly. So we need a lot of changes. Big up Reggie. Wanted Gokares, but it looks like Sesko is the chosen one. Hope he smashes at Arsenal. Yeah, of course. I mean, if you asked me before the transfer window open, I would say the same. I'd probably say to you that Gokares. I've watched Gokares and I've seen how good he is. So I think for me, I would have said him. But ultimately, like you said, I'm sure Sesko will do good at Arsenal. He scored some incredible goals, so I think that he has got it in him to really produce at the high level. So I hope he can do that for us. But yeah, I'm happy Arsenal are actually trying to buy someone that can actually help us in our attacking sense. but yeah, I think if we ever going to hear a player announce, Cesco's the one next that's going to come up. Yeah, I know there's always a debate about Goalkeeper Sesko. It would be crazy if Goalkeeper did come to the league and he was at a different team and Sesko was at Arsenal. And yeah, I mean, whoever we get, I hope they do well. But I think Sesko is young, and I think that he's obviously got a really good future ahead of us. I think it's nice to bring in some young players, having some experienced players as well at Arsenal. I do. I think if we ever got Rodrigo, that would be a signing that I'd be wowed by. I mean, how Arsenal pulled it off, I would be amazed. I really would love that to happen, but I just don't know if Arsenal. I'm happy that we've been linked to some attacking players. I think that's obviously great because we do need to improve. I think we've obviously built our team with a lot of defence, so I think it'd be great if we could bring in some, attacking players to really help us going forward. Big up PW, I hope you're good. I prefer Sesko to Gokres. Putlick's very receptive. Dean Nunes was amazing, and look at him now. Yeah, that's a fair point, and thank you for your comment. I think that when you come to the Premier League, you just never know how they're going to do. You can't predict these things. Like you said of Nunes, I mean, there was a lot of hype when he came in, and you look at him now. Unfortunately, he didn't live up to the expectation. He did score some great goals at Liverpool. But like we said, if they didn't have Salah, they would have really struggled. So I think Nunes hasn't done as good as probably we expected. And that's the thing as well, that you could be amazing in one league, but when you come to the Premier League, it's very competitive. It's a very fast-paced league, and you just never know how you're going to do it. It's so hard to predict these things. And so if we bring Sesko in, we just don't know how he's going to do. He might really struggle. I'd hope he wouldn't. I'd be really upset because we do need some players to really help us improve. In the season, we need to win the league. We need to win silverware. Um, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we do get on. I do think Sesko is the one we're going to go for really, because Arsenal seem to be in talks, and we've not made a bid yet, but I think that's going to happen very soon. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Dean Smith says, "Can you please show me your Arsenal shirts?" I have done a video. Um, actually on my Arsenal shirts a little while ago, so you can check that out if you want. But yeah, I don't always wear Arsenal shirts. I do wear them sometimes, but I have done a video about the Arsenal shirts, I'm pretty sure, so you can check that out. Big up Michael Harris, hi Sophie, Austin Bomb, Kepa done. Yeah, Kepa's a good one. Like, I just want to check my Twitter as well when I'm talking. Because, do you know what, with the transfer news, everything happens, so much happens every day. There's always something new. But as I've said before, I think that's a great move because, for me, £5 million, I mean, you can't say no to that. Um, yeah, just read it here. Arsenal to sign Kepa from Chelsea. Deal and process have been finalised. 5 million release clause. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. Let me know. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this. Are you happy with Kepa coming to Arsenal? I think that the backup goalkeeper, as I've said, that is so essential for us. And that's something that we've really got to do, because I mean, I think the striker is very important. But I also think that bringing in the backup goalkeeper is an important position that we need to obviously strengthen. And I'm really happy that that's the position that we're improving in. So yeah, Kepa will be announced very shortly. Obviously, when he does get announced, I will do like a separate video saying, I am happy for him to be here at Arsenal as a second choice. I think he's always been quite a solid goalkeeper, and yeah, I've no doubt that he'll really help us. Dean says, "Can you please wear your Arsenal top?" I'm not wearing it right now, sorry. But there's a video you can watch where I've shown you my Arsenal shirt. So yeah, but yeah, Kepa to be announced. I'm excited for that. Are you guys excited? Let me know, because I think this is a great bit of business. I know we've been linked to other goalkeepers, but I think it's great now that we're finally doing it. You never know; he might be our first player that we announced before. Um, Obviously the window does close for a little bit, I think on the 10th, and then it reopens. So yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it, with this? But yeah, mad to think Chelsea paid 72 million for Kepa. It's just ridiculous. I mean, we're 5 million is a bargain. I'm not going to lie, that is a great deal from Arsenal. I think where we are as a club, we just need someone that can step in when Raya's not available, when Raya is injured or whatever happens. If Raya can't be there, we just need someone that can just do a reliable job, that can step in, and just do what we need them to do. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. I think it's cheap. It's a good deal. It's a smart deal from Arsenal. Because we're not actually spending too much money on that. I just can't believe how cheap it is for us. That is a great business. I don't mind if we are buying from Chelsea if it's for deals like this. But obviously this is the right move for us. I'm personally happy. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this, because it seems to have advanced a lot more now with Kepa. I mean, I can't complain. I'm quite happy that he's coming to Arsenal. Big up as well to everyone that is watching this. I do really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like on this video as well. Please do subscribe here if you are new. As I know there's quite a few watching me right now. And don't forget to drop in any questions as well you guys may have about any rumours, about the video. Just drop in any questions you guys have for me, and I'm happily answer it for you guys. But yeah, Kepa is obviously set to be announced. Nothing's really also obviously haven't confirmed it yet. But obviously you can. There's reliable sources. David Ornstein. I feel like you can trust him, so I do think that's going to happen. So yeah. And I've just read as well that he's agreed to join and fight for the place. I would be it would be fascinating if he came in and got that first place. I'd be blown away. I'd be like, that is crazy. But I've no doubt that he's going to help Arsenal. As someone mentioned before, he's won. He's won a lot, and I think that experience is going to really help us going forward. I'm really excited about this. Like you said, Kepa is 30, completely experienced, good backup. Yeah, I mean, I know we've had quite a few backups over the years, but I think his experience is really going to help us. I think, like you said, he's just going to do a solid job that we need him to do. I think, I don't know how much I would have wanted Arsenal to pay for him, but I think 5 million, I think that's a bargain. I think that is a great deal. I think you can't say no to that. I think Arsenal have done really good there. I mean, Chelsea have just got a ridiculous amount of players, so in a way, we've done good by getting some of their players off their hands. But it is crazy when you think about how many players Chelsea have. I mean, this is obviously a good thing. I do wonder if I presume Sterling will be going back to Chelsea as well. But for us, yeah, I'm happy to have him here as that backup. I think that's going to really do us good for Arsenal for the season. But we need to just get our business done pretty soon, guys. I just want us to get things over the line. I really want us to, yeah, just do the right thing now. But yeah, happy with this. Let me know. Are you guys happy with this rumor? Because I'm pretty confident about him. Arsenal. I think he's going to do really well here. Having that experience, I think it's going to really help us. And I'm happy that Arsenal are actually doing something really good for once. I think it's good that we're getting things done early on now. But yeah, definitely really, really good news about this. I think it's the news that we want to hear. Obviously, we're not striker, so I just hope we ping in that striker, very soon. I really do. We need that striker. I think Sesko is going to be that one for us. I think he's going to be that striker going forward for us that we kind of need. But yeah, I'm just excited to see how next season goes with these new signings that we're going to get. Like I said before, I don't think Rodrigo is going to happen. I think that's more probably of a dream. That obviously I would love to happen, but I don't know if it would actually happen. I think it would be more unrealistic, but I like him. I think that would be a great opportunity for him. We've also been linked to Morgan Rogers. We've been linked to so many other players. I think the ones that I've spoken about today are probably quite likely to happen, especially Cesco and Kepa. I think those two are really, I think those are going to be announced pretty soon. I mean, I think the Kepa one will be announced more, soon, but I think the Rodrigo one might not happen. I don't know. I mean, I think it's great. Arsenal are obviously interested in buying him. But I just don't know if we would. Would he want to come to Arsenal as well? That's another thing. We've not really won stuff the last few years. So, Yeah, big up Static. I hope you're good. Big up Kepa. No, thank you. No more Chelsea rejects. Arsenal should have kept Colhide a chance, a decent backup. Yeah, that's a fair point. I think Kepa is just going to be our second choice goalkeeper. As I've said, he's won stuff and he has that silverware. So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing for Arsenal to do. It's very cheap, but as you mentioned, Colhan is a good goalkeeper, but clearly also don't feel he could do that job second choice. So, yeah, I think it's good that we're actually looking in that area to improve because we need to improve in that goalkeeper backup because we last season I was worried if Raya got injured how we would manage, and I'm happy that Arsenal are obviously doing something about it now, which is obviously good news. Static says, so if you keep up the good work for your channels, always you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate that. I do really appreciate you popping in to say hi as well. So yeah, thank you so much for your support as always. I do really, really appreciate that. Let me guys know in the comments as well how you're all feeling about this Kepa news, this news in general. Like Static says, 13 likes, like and subscribe. Big up to everyone that is liking this. I do really appreciate it. Let's get the likes up if you can, guys. And let's subscribe here if you are new as well. Like I said, don't forget to drop any comments in us. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions and go through your questions as well and give you guys shout out your channels as well. But obviously, yeah, right now, Kepa is pretty much announced. So if you're here, if Arsenal want to sign Chelsea players, go for the best players, not the second or third choice. Yeah, I get that. It's a tough one with the goalkeeper situation. We need to win things. We're second now. We need to go from second to actually winning things and not keep falling behind. So I do think we need to bring in the right players. I'm interested to see how he does do. I hope he doesn't. We've had some really poor backup goalkeepers over these last few seasons. So I do really hope that whoever we bring in, Kepa, if he comes to Arsenal, that he can do a good job for Arsenal. But we just don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm really rooting that he can do a good job for us. But yeah, I think, like you said, when you're buying, players from like Chelsea or whoever you're buying from, you need to buy their best players and not bring in their backup players. We've had a lot of Chelsea players over these last few years. We've had the likes of David Luiz, Jorginho, many other players. They've always brought our best players in. But I think, yeah, I do think there's always a bit of a rivalry between Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea used to take our best players off us, but now we're just buying some of their players. So yeah, I do get it. It's a bit crazy that we are currently doing that right now. Sophie Kepa is decent, but a long history of selling Chelsea's not great players have backfired. Yeah, like I said, we have signed some really poor players, and it's been quite questionable at that time, and it is, yeah, yeah. Chelsea, some of the Chelsea players haven't worked out. I think Jorginho, I think he was a good signing. He wasn't ever going to be a part of our future. He's just probably going to help us, but um, yeah, I'm with you. It'd be nice for it to work out. I think for 5 million, it's not too expensive, but I would be a bit disappointed if it did backfire on us. And I hope that, like I said, I hope it does work out for him at Arsenal. Um, so if you hope I'm wrong, sadly, you hate being right. It's always hard to attract a good goalkeeper to be second choice. Hope it works out. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, it's hard to, we know Raya's our first choice. It's hard to say, you're not going to be our first choice. I do expect him to want to compete with Raya, but I don't think he'll probably ever be that number one. So reckon Arteta and Barrett probably said you're not going to be the number one straight away, but they probably expect him to fight for the place. But we sort of know Raya's our future now, so I don't really expect anyone else to take his place. But yeah, obviously this is going to be announced pretty soon. And we're just going to have to see. I hope he does do well, but it'll be an interesting one to see how he does get on at Arsenal. And I've watched Kepa for years and never really expected him to come to Arsenal. Um, Sophie, I just want Hein to be given a chance. Yes, he played for a Spanish team that got relegated, but apparently, from reports I heard, he was decent. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I do like him as well. I would like us to give him a chance. I don't think Arsenal really give many. I mean, as well, I was talking about our youth players the other day. We don't always give them a chance when we should. So I think Arsenal have always made a few mistakes with that. I mean, years ago when Balogun was here, you know what? I would have actually given him a chance. So I don't know why we never did that. I think Arsenal do have the tendency to do these sort of things. So yeah, I completely agree. I would have given him a chance as well. I really would have, but I think yeah. I just don't think we're going to do that. I would like the season coming up. It would be great to see, us see some youth players get their chances. And I was talking about Max Downing the other day, and a lot of people were saying as well how we should get a chance. Ranieri got a few opportunities at the start, but then it sort of faded out. So yeah, I just want us to give more chance to these sort of players, more opportunities for these players because some of them really do deserve it, and it's a real shame that you don't really get given these opportunities all the time. But yeah, Kepa, I think Kepa's, that is going to happen. It's very likely now. Um, but yeah, it's just an interesting one how we've dealt with deals. Really, is a bit crazy. Do you know what's going on with Setford? I'm not. I don't actually know right now personally. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys do know because I'm not too sure about Setford. But um, yeah, I think last season I think that when Ryan wasn't playing, we had the players that could step in. I mean, I know we've had options. With the goalkeepers like Neto as well. So they stepped in when they had to. I mean, you look at games where you can really rest Ryan, maybe Preston or Bolton, whoever we do play. We can afford to have some players, have Ryan have a rest, but you want to be able to be happy enough that they can do the job and they can step in. So I think bringing in someone else could, help us for sure. Big up Andy, I hope you're good. Kepa would be a great signing for 5 million. People unhappy with it just want to get it because the Chelsea cast-offs we have had been terrible, but this is actually perfect backup scenario. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, recent years we haven't haven't bought Chelsea's best players. I mean, even Sterling, that was not a great move at all. I think looking at it, it was just a panic buy for me. Um, but yeah, I do think it's not a bad option at all. I think that for 5 million, I don't think it's bad at all. I think, like I said, he's going to be the backup. He'll probably do the job that we need him to do. And yeah, I think Arsenal have done good. But you know what? We just don't know. We're going to have to wait and sort to see how he plays and really hope that he can, do really well for us. Since our test still needs to go, whilst he's currently here, even if hypothetically we sign Kepa, Arteta's way too stubborn to rotate. Look at Neto, he plays well 2 games. Yeah, that's a really good point because I don't really remember Neto playing that much, to be honest with you. Um, we're lucky Raya can be fit for pretty much a whole season, but I think next season, if we are bringing in Kepa, I would really like to see him get a lot more chances and you look at the cup games, you want to be able to rest Raya, for the third round, the fourth round, things like that, because we obviously need to win something next season, or I think Arteta must go. I think that is a big priority for Arsenal to win silverware. So I think for me, Kepa pretty much is going to come to Arsenal. I'm pretty much sure about that. But yeah, I do think Arteta needs to be a bit more less stubborn and rotate players more, give other players opportunities because there is a lot of players that we could really see at Arsenal. And I want to I think some other players need that opportunity. Um, Arteta needs to rotate, yeah. If Arteta joins Arsenal, I also can't see Kepa would settle to a B rotation goalkeeper. Yeah, I don't. I mean, if you're a goalkeeper, you obviously want to be at first choice. I don't imagine him coming here to just settle, like you said. That's just my view, especially after he had a good season. Yeah, as well, because he was very good at Bournemouth and he has every right to want to challenge Arsenal to, for him to be that number one himself. Um, so yeah, I don't think he's going to come here to be on the bench all the time. But I don't know, like Static said with Arteta, I do think Arteta can be stubborn. So I don't know what he has in his mind. Is Arteta just going to, play Raya? Is he going to give, Kepa a lot of opportunities? I'd be surprised about that. I honestly don't know what how Arteta would rotate. Even in like the games where we're playing Preston, Arteta throws on players like Saka when he doesn't need to. I think these are the opportunities now to give some of these young players a chance. But it's so hard because we just never know what's going to happen. We never know how these players are going to perform as they're not here yet. But I do believe that, I do think this could be a good signing. But obviously, right now it's so hard to know. But yeah, I do think we need to give other players an opportunity and rotate a lot more. So if you guess, we will see. But it's just a shame about Hyde and Setford. Yeah, I do think it's a waste of their talent. I do believe that. A waste of time for both goalkeepers. Yeah, like I said, when you've only played 2 games, or I mean, I don't know how many games they've played, but Arteta really hasn't given them much chance, really. So I think for me, Arteta really needs to rotate a lot more because, like, if Kepa played 2 games, he's not going to be happy with that at all. So I do think we need to rotate a lot more. If Kepa does not want to settle to be a rotating goalkeeper, that's a good thing. Keep right on his toes. Competition will bring out the best. Yeah, I think I agree with you that I think it's great to see a bit of competition because if we are being honest, I remember when Raya came in, I was still expecting Ramsdale to be at number 1, and obviously it ended out how it did. So I was never expecting that to happen. So you never know. Kepa could, keep right out. But yeah, I think Kepa's, like we said, he's had a really good season at Bournemouth. I don't expect him to just come just to settle and just to, come off the bench. I think he's going to really want to compete, and I think that's great. As Reggie says, it makes players improve and makes them get better as well. So yeah, I completely agree with that. Disappointed we don't plunder the Portuguese league of more young talent. PSG have really taken advantage with signings like Mendes, Joe Neves. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think we need to start looking for other players, around different leagues. I mean, I think it's great to buy, players in the league because we know with the likes of Declan Rice what he can produce. But I think we need to do a lot better with us, like scouting and looking around other players. I do agree with that. Pick up Andy. Of course, it's a good thing, but if anyone honestly thinks Kepa will join Arsenal to be number 2, no, he will want the number 1 instead of Raya. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, any goalkeeper that comes to Arsenal, I mean, we've had so many goalkeepers over the years. But like I said, if you're a goalkeeper and you're coming to Arsenal, you're not just going to settle. Like Selic says, especially Kepa, he's going to want to fight for his place and really perform at that high level and make it hard for Raya. So I think that makes it more exciting and more competitive that he's going to come here and really compete with Raya. I do, I do hope Raya can. I like Raya. I think that around Ramsdale debate was so long and it went on for a while, but I do believe that he can really help Arsenal by yeah. Sophie, through the entire team leads competition for the goalkeepers to the forward positions. Every player has to earn the right to play every week. Raya, example, should feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I think it's a tough one because, as an example with Odegaard, I mean, we all know that he hasn't had the best season, but at the same time, when he has been poor, Arteta hasn't wanted to bring anyone else on, maybe like a Ranieri or change someone in their position. So, yeah, I think it's another interesting one that a lot of these players have played when he shouldn't have. I mean, if you perform bad and you have quite a bad, few games, you shouldn't automatically play. You just have to earn that right to be there. I think this season we've seen players like Odegaard that maybe wasn't fit or wasn't great, and we've had to really they've had to play in that position. So yeah, I think that we do need more rotation. I think that's definitely a key factor next season. Sophie, I like Raya too. Yeah, I think like you just said, I think so many other players need competition. I think competition is healthy. It's competition is what we need. I think that's what we've got to do because I think players will get comfortable and they'll won't perform as good as well. Pick up Doug. I hope you're good. Please do check out Doug's channel as he does amazing Liverpool content, and I've noticed you've done transfer videos as well, and I've been watching that. So big up yourself. Kevin for 5 million is a bargain. Yeah, I agree. I think the price of it is so cheap. Like I just don't think you can really say no to that. And we do really have, some good options there. Sophie, I guess we'll see what happens. I appreciate the debate and discussion with you. Thank you, Static. I do appreciate your comments as well. I always like to hear what you guys have to say, even if it's a different opinion to mine. I always do love hearing your thoughts as well. Yeah, we're going to have to see what happens. I mean, obviously with Kepa, I can only hope and pray that he comes in and does a really good job. But like we said, sometimes it just doesn't work out, and sometimes it does work out. And you know what? We just don't know. Things could be so different next season. He could take Raya's place. I wouldn't expect him to take Raya's place, but obviously he's there for competition. So it's going to be a very competitive one for sure, and I'm excited to see how it does go for Kepa. Um, but I think for 5 million, I think that's a decent amount of money. He says, "Hey legend, it's 18 likes, like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Static. I appreciate your support. Yeah, guys, do subscribe here. Do like this video if you're still watching this. Yeah, big up Doug, who does a lot of Liverpool content as well. And yeah, do check that out. I mean, Liverpool have been doing pretty good actually in this window. We've been pretty quiet. I mean, we always are pretty quiet. We always do things the last minute. We're never quite fast at things. So I can't say that I'm surprised with Arsenal. But it does seem like Sesko is going to be the one for us as well. So yeah, nothing much has happened really, other than Kepa. I think that's probably going to happen. So if you unfortunately have to go, you take care, live chat, take care as well. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Big up Static. I do appreciate you in the chat. Yeah, take care, Static. We all appreciate you popping in as well. It's been great to listen to your comments and yeah, chat with you as well today. Big up to the chat as well. I do appreciate you all coming in tonight, guys. I am going to stay on here for about 10 more minutes. So don't forget to send in any comments, any questions you guys have as well. And I will, answer them along the way. Gabriel letting Cesco slip away for 20 to 30 million. I guess City understandably too tempted an offer, but I can imagine he'll be very good for them. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, do you know what? Man City are actually doing pretty good as well. I've got to say they're doing their business, pretty good. I mean, I think with the season Man City have had, I've always expected them to improve this season and get better because we finished above them after our season we had, so I think that says everything. But obviously I'm happy that I hope we can do our business. I know there's going to be other clubs. I think Liverpool are definitely doing their business as well. I think we need to be a lot quicker with our business, to be honest with you. I think Cesco is happening, but I don't know why we just don't put any bids in right now. We need to do things a lot. We need to be more proactive. That's the word, and we need to just be a lot quicker with our deals. So I don't know why we're taking the song, to be honest. Be up, Doug. Fabio Romano saying Garnacho has offers from 3 Premier League clubs. Chelsea, 100%. Oh God, I hope it's not Arsenal. I hope it's not Arsenal. I don't know, Chelsea. I'm not surprised with Chelsea. It wouldn't surprise me. Maybe Tottenham. I don't know. That's a good one. Um, I don't think it would be us. I really don't think it would be, and I don't really particularly want it to be Arsenal. Yeah, let me know, guys, who you guys think the other clubs are. Definitely won't be Liverpool. I wouldn't be surprised with Spurs, maybe. Yeah, it's not going to be Liverpool, or I don't think it'll be Arsenal. I don't see why we would want Garnacho. I just don't think he's going to improve this team like the way we want it to. I don't think he would really, take us to the next level. Is he gonna? I don't think Garnacho would help us win league titles, basically. But yeah, that's like you said. That's a really interesting one to see. Um, yeah, I'd be interested to see guys like who was actually interested in buying him, but I think it wouldn't surprise me if Spurs were. I mean, Spurs have just like Ange, which I think is just all of that stuff is just crazy. So yeah, I don't think who else would be interested in him. Maybe another team lower down in the league, maybe. I don't think Villa would really need him. Yeah, I do think United are gonna have a clear out this summer, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised about Chelsea, as you mentioned with Chelsea. I definitely think Chelsea would be interested. I think he'd be happy to go to Chelsea. I think Chelsea are at a stage now where they've got top four, they are slowly improving. I think that's probably quite good for them, really. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely think Chelsea would want him. I think, but Chelsea needs to get rid of their players first. Chelsea have got an unreal amount of players. It is ridiculous if you think about it. Um, Morgan Rogers all day for me. Pay 80 million plus and get it done. He is straight up tank and he's generally world class. That Villa would sell, but he is my dream. Yeah, we're happy into him actually, and I'm with you. I would like him at Arsenal. Um, yeah, he would be. He would. He is someone that would improve Arsenal for sure. I would like him to. I don't know if it would happen though. Villa very hard to get players off. I think you'd. I think if we were going to get him, we'd probably have to pay a bit of a real price for that. I mean, for Sesko, I don't. I've not. There's been different rumours of Sesko. Sesko would probably be 70 million or 80. Um, Morgan Rogers 80 million. Yeah, I think with him because he's been in the league as well, he's Premier League proven as well. I do also like players in the league. I think when you've seen them play in the league, they know what the league's like. They know how competitive it can be. I think he would be great. Yeah, Villa would want a big price for him for sure. I don't think Arsenal put any bids, in that yet. I think they've just been, interested in him. But yeah, I'm with you. That would be a cracking signing. That I do think he would really improve this team. We do need players that are really gonna take us to that next level, and I think he would be part of our future. Um, I just don't know what Arsenal are gonna do. It's crazy. Would we pay 80 million for him? I mean, Villa would want a lot for him. I mean, when we wanted Ollie Watkins, we needed to pay, a lot too. Watkins, I don't think is off the radar completely. I still think he is still there. Um, would you guys take Watkins at all with maybe other players? I don't know. I mean, because you've got Sesko there, I probably wouldn't want Watkins. I'd probably just bring in another, a few wingers or a winger on the left, maybe on the right. Um, 22 English, big bucks. Yeah, that is going to be expensive. That really is. That'll be a lot of money. But I don't mind. I think it'll be worth it. I mean, we paid a lot of money for Declan Rice, and Declan Rice, he's been great, hasn't he? So I don't particularly mind paying a big amount of money if if when they're Premier League proven, they've been in the league, they know how it works, and you know how to be at that highest level. So I don't see why it would be a problem. I think it would work out for us. But would they even take 80 million? I felt they'd want like 100 for him. I felt they'd want a lot of money for him, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they'd be quite harsh and just be quite brutal about that. Um, I think it's going to be a really big ask, but yeah, I would take him. I really would. He would be great. Villa have got some great players. They've been quite fortunate to have some really special players. I like Watkins, think he's a decent striker, but I think his signing reduces the chance of getting another forward in, and we are also tight when it comes to signing strikers. As much, I would say no. I think with him, I feel like we've had our opportunity. Like, I think if we were to get him, we would have got him by now. I would have been happy to have him in January, to be honest. Like, I don't think that would have been bad. Even if it was a loan in January, I think that would have helped us with the league. Obviously, the season's done now, but I mean, I don't. I think he's. I think. I don't know I don't know how old Watkins is precisely, but I do think he's probably in his late 20s, 30s, early 30s. So I do think that possibly that we need someone more younger. I mean, obviously Gokres, he's only 21, so I would probably prefer a younger squad. I know I've mentioned that it's good to have experience, which I do agree with. Yeah, I thought he's about 30, isn't he? So not that 30, the thing is, in football, 30 is probably seen as old, but obviously it's not old at all. But I still think Watkins has got it. I still think that he's great at what he does. Um, but my only sort of worry is that would he? Is he going to elevate us? Is he going to take us to the next level? I'm not saying no to him. If we brought Sesko, we brought him in, that we've got a lot of options there. But obviously, I don't think he's going to come to Arsenal, Watkins. I've always been an admirer of him, actually. I think he would like to come to Arsenal, maybe in an ideal world. I think he has that love for Arsenal, which I like about him. But yeah, 29, 30. Yeah, I think with strikers, I think it's good with Sesko because he's 21. He's probably not even reached his peak yet, and it's good to buy players at that age. You want to bring in players that have been at that level for such a long time. Don't think anyone would take it. Yeah, Jesus. Do you know what? As well, when you've got to sell these injury players, like it's gonna be so difficult to sell the likes of Tomiyasu. I love Tomiyasu. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he gets injured too much, doesn't he? And I just don't think that he would really attract like which teams would want to by him. It's going to be really tough to get players like Tomiyasu Jesus. Jesus is actually a good player. He's just been very unfortunate of injuries. But I think he would be hard as well to sell. That's the thing we're facing. How are you going to get rid of these players that are injury prone? I think Tomiyasu would be tough to sell because, as I've just said, he's been out. I don't remember last time that Tomiyasu played for Arsenal. He has been out for such a long period of time. It is absolutely crazy, and you can't help it. These players can't help it. It's obviously sad that it happens, but it is part of the game. And I just really hope that these players that we are selling, players like Zinchenko as well. So you're going to go this summer. I was sort of expecting him to go this summer. Um, so yeah, I don't know how players are gonna go if teams aren't interested. I am happy. I think Shirley to Celtic was a good move back, and I do feel happy about that he's going back to where he first came from. We've got to go. Thanks for the chat. Take it easy. Big up, Andy. I do appreciate you coming in and watching my show tonight. Um, Big up AWFC fan, great show, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your comment. I do appreciate it. I'm glad that you've enjoyed my show tonight. Please, do guys like and subscribe as AWFC fan says. Do subscribe here if you are new, as I'm getting quite close to 3.3k. And yeah, let's try and get about 30 likes on this video if we can. Not only injury prone, we got him on big wages too. Yeah, that's another thing as well. It's hard to get rid of players that are obviously on such a big wage, and we do have the problem with having players that do get injuries quite a lot. So I do think that is a big concern of ours. Um, yeah, I do think that's something that we have to improve on because we can't just keep buying players that get injuries. And the thing is, when you buy players from different leagues, you never know how they're going to do. I mean, Zinchenko, he's been good, but again, injured. Tierney had that problem. He got injured quite a bit as well. So many other players get injured as well. It's a big problem that we've had. Luckily, party of the season has been quite good. We've not been injured as much, but it's still a problem that we're facing. And I really hope that that's something that we can improve on. I am going to end the stream in when it hits an hour because I do have to go soon. So yeah, big up to everyone. I do enjoy doing these live shows. I really do. Josh, great show. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching my show tonight. Big up, David. If I was Arsenal, I wouldn't go for Watkins. His age profile isn't what Arsenal needs. But if he came with Sesko, then it could be all right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, if we just bought him on his own, then no, it wouldn't improve us. But if we bought him with someone else, like I said, if we bought him with a Sesko or with a Goalkeeper, whoever we buy, I think that's going to really improve us. So I think we've got to do that. We have to bring in players together. We have to really improve in our attack this summer. But I don't think Watkins is going to really go down as a fan favourite, really. I think because he's he has missed a lot of chances. When you watch him, he has missed opportunities. Like I said, he's 30 this year. Yeah, it is. I think if we bought him, it would be a risk. But maybe is it a risk worth taking? That's the question. So, I would probably risk it if we bought in other players. But it's a real tough one to make because we do have to Arteta's got to get it right this summer. He really does. And I think if he doesn't get it right, then it's going to really backfire on him. So I really do hope that he can get it right. I am rooting for Arteta to get it right. I want Arteta to do well, but he has to get it right with these summer signings. So yeah, obviously, I do think Sesko is going to come. I think the problem with Watkins as well is the price they'd want for him. I mean, if we're spending say 70 million on Cesco, 5 million Kepa, obviously that's a steal. But other players have been linked to as well. I don't know how much money we have. I don't know how much we're willing to pay for some of these players. So it is an interesting one. Be up to you, Sword. For 5 million, that's a steal. Yeah, that is a bargain. I can't be mad at that. I can't be annoyed at that. That is pretty good for me. I think that's a bargain. That is what you'd call a bargain for me. But I think, as I mentioned, with Kepa, he's going to want to come to Arsenal to compete, not to just sit on the bench. So it's going to be interesting how that happens. There'll be a lot of competition next season, which I am very excited about. It's gonna be quite intense next season. I think a lot of players do deserve to have that competition. I really do. I think that's something that this team really needs. I think it's like I said, if you're performing bad, you shouldn't automatically stay because you're a captain. I mean, certain players probably should have been rested, but Arteta wanted to play them. So I think we need a bit of rotation. We need a lot of different things this season coming up. But I'm excited to see who we bring in. It's going to be really interesting to see what does happen there. I'm excited to see, yeah, Sesko come, hopefully. Kepa. I think Kepa's pretty much announced. I mean, I've checked Twitter. David Ornstein's obviously announced it. It's pretty much going to happen. Um, I will wait till Arsenal do it, but um, I'll probably still do a video just to say, about him being announced. But Kepa's pretty much done. I reckon I think obviously with the Club World Cup, being here, I think um, the window keeps opening and closing. So yeah, I do think, hopefully we can get that job done with him. I'll be interested to see if we do get that job done. But yeah, obviously things do look a bit better for Arsenal. I just want us to get the job done early. I don't want us to wait till the end. I want us to actually be proactive, as I said, do things early on that we need to be doing. But if you guys do have any last questions, do send them in, as I'm going to leave in about 4 or 5 minutes. I have been live for an hour. I wasn't actually planning on being live for an hour, but I've got to say, guys, you have all been amazing. It's been really fun to do this with you guys. I've really enjoyed, these conversations, and whether or not you agree with me, whether or not we have different opinions, they're still fun to do. It's still fun to chat with you all, and I'm really grateful. There's been quite a lot of you guys joining in. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please do keep checking it out. Show me support as well. Um, yeah, so if you guys, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes if you want to send any last questions before I do end the stream. But like I said, it's been really good to chat with you guys. I will be doing more live streams about this. If there's any more updates, if there's any, if anything else does happen with Arsenal, I will be live. I will be pre-recorded as well. I will be doing, lots of content. So big up to everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been really fun to do this today. I've really enjoyed it. I can't lie. Just to let you guys know, I have filmed a pre-recorded Q&A, which might be out tomorrow or next week. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to uploading that. Your support this week's been amazing. So thank you all so much for that. I will love you and leave you guys. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Whether you're new here, whether you're a regular guest, it's been really great to chat with you all. I'll just answer this before I go. Josh, what's your prediction next season? Are we going to win the league? I think I'll have to wait. Whoever we bring in this summer, I feel like I can't say right now because I want to see who we bring in. I think if we brought a Cesco in, then I'd probably feel more confident that we've improved in the attacking sense. So, yeah, I just think we've got to improve and do our job. But yeah, I do hope we can win it. But I think next season's going to tell us everything that we need to know if we can win it, if we can go over that line, if we can win that silverware. But hopefully we can. Fingers crossed we can actually win the league next season, guys. But I think right now it's too early for me to judge. I can't judge because I don't know with the players. That we're going to bring in. I have to wait to see who we bring in. But yeah, if we brought in a good 4 or 5 players, obviously Kepa's going to happen, Cesco. I want to see who else we're going to bring in first. But yeah, I do think I'm going to be optimistic and hope we can. But thank you all for your questions, your comments. It's been really enjoyable tonight. I hope you all do have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.